We're taking a brand new store from $0 to $1,000 a day and making it into a brand store step by step. Let's go. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. My name is Ricky Hayes. Pleasure to have you on the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe. So as you can sort of see on your screens right now, I'm in my store here that has just done $1,000 today in sales. Now the A obviously is for Australian. This isn't in USD, it is in Australian. Because it's where we're doing a lot of marketing to, but we're marketing to other countries all the same. You can see today has an insanely high average order value from 4 orders. Okay, 4 orders, and I'll jump into the ads manager in a moment and show you the profitability. You can see got a 3.39%. That sort of happens as you start to spend more budget, testing a lot of things at this stage. So not a huge amount of sales, but you can see absolutely insane amount. Just from 4 orders. Okay, now if we have a look here, the store's only been marketing for about a week or something, just over that. And so if we have a look when it loads, I don't know why it's done that. So we can see here that we have a 2.4 with an average order value of $175 with 27 orders. Okay, with about $5,000. Okay, so just about a week. So the store is on par to do about 20k a month. Really high ticket store with really high margins. So you can see some days done well, some days not so. Some we're averaging about it's about just over 500 a day, like 700 or something a day. And so this video is going to be about teaching you where went right, where went wrong, and the thought processes in it to help you. Okay, so let me jump now into the Facebook Ads Manager and show you. Alright, beautiful. So I'm just in the Ads Manager, and I just wanted to give you a bit of an overline. So you can actually see here, this is not the right number. This is just from Facebook Ads. Number of sales people actually came through Google. Okay, so obviously that's why you're seeing about $1,000 difference. Difference there. So it's far higher than 2 ROAS. It's what, like 2.8 or something like that. And it's been a lot of testing, a lot of testing, and this is expected. In the beginning, you're going to test a lot. This is expected. You can see here, got the winning ad sets here in this one, and this one's doing well as well. Now, what I wanted to, I guess, signify here, and I'm going to go into my slides in a moment, was the problems that sort of having and sort of the thought processes. So first things first. You can see here got 10 add to carts, and then I thought there was another one. I can't remember, but 10 add to cart and 10 add to baskets. Anyway, and so what sort of noticing was testing was that getting a really good CTR. You can see here really good CTR. The cost per click's pretty high, and this is actually very similar to what I had last year around this time. And one of the things that I always test when that happens, that I've had in some scenarios, is I will change my conversion type, and that's why I did add to basket. You can see $6.14 add to basket, so it's like, wow, this is really promising. And if I can spend $6.15 add to basket and get like a $10, $15 purchase, you can just scale this with ease. However, what you can see the CPC was dramatically lower. However, what we can see, the CTR was also lower, but no sales. So it spent $61. And no real results to back that up at this stage. Okay, so you can sort of see here that the reason I bring that up is when you sell high ticket, sometimes you actually might be better going for add to cart, and then you can retarget them, or add to cart might actually work better. In my case, that didn't work, but it was definitely worth a shot. Absolutely worth a shot. But what we can see here is that unique CTR is on average 5.41%. Okay, the industry standard is about 2% for those wondering. See, the biggest problem is CPC. This here is my retargeting campaign. It's gotten a few sales, but it's doing really bad, and so I need to fix that. And you can tell it's retargeting just by the fact the frequency is much higher. Okay, so what you can see here is testing a lot of different things, trying to find different angles. I need to test more creatives. But you can see here got like $1.74 CPCs and still getting really good results, realistically. You're looking here $1.74 CPC with 336 spent for 1,600 back. As I said, if I can get that much lower, then in theory I can get that much, the profitability of those ads much higher. So that's what I need to work on a lot more throughout this week. So I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, most people marketing are selling in between $20 to $40 that the items are, and that does have mass appeal. Like, those items do have mass appeal, but there's no reason that you can't go far beyond that. Once you sort of know the skills, then it's all fundamentally the same. It's just about, you're going to have to spend more time to present it to them, but you have much larger margins. As you can see, like the item cost about $30. So for 27 orders, whatever that is, times 27 times 30, I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but you know, you can see that's sort of the cost, and then you got the other expenses like some of the shipping and all of that sort of come with it, and you can sort of figure it out, the profit margins yourself. I can't remember what it is, but it's at least a couple of K. Anyway, and so as a result, you know, I got a very, very good successful start to this product, and I plan to start scaling. So now I'm going to jump into the slides I made, which you can download yourself. It'll be in the description down below, talking a bit more about this in depth, so that you can sort of understand the troubleshooting, the mindset, and the approach. Okay, so just bear with me. Cool. So part one. Okay, product selection. All right. People get way too stuck on this, so I wanted to talk about that product selection. So the product solves a problem. It's much easier to sell a product that solves a problem than just another piece of clothing. I've done a lot of both, but I've always found it much easier when it comes to scripting and, you know, marketing to people. Product that solves a problem. Okay, it already had an established history of the product being sold consistently. You know, looking at Amazon. Okay. I'm using Amazon more and more. I don't really use AliExpress a huge amount to determine the success of a product. Somewhat you can, but nearly every product on AliExpress is on Amazon or Wish. But I use Amazon because it's the biggest marketplace that people know and buy from. And so I use that to the right types of customers, so I know if something has potential. I don't really care if it's sold 1,000 times on AliExpress, most of them are Russian. So the reviews on AliExpress showed customers really enjoyed it. Okay, so you just have a look at the reviews. If the product catches your attention, you can sort of like it. I have a look at the reviews, and it gives me an idea. I actually just, funnily enough, watched some other YouTuber's video, and he had a great idea. I personally am going to implement this. Was he just read them and found what the customers are saying, and found that they were saying something, rather than us assuming how to make, like, what the product's benefits are. Read the actual reviews, because those are from actual customers, and all of a sudden you can make much better creatives. So I recommend you do that as well. So it was in a high ticket market where customers are used to buying at high ticket prices. So let's say that, you know, you're a sports car company, you're selling to other people that are into sports related vehicles. You know, you're going to be selling it at a higher price because people expect that. So then it can sort of justify that higher price. Okay. Now, if you're trying to sell a regular kitchen fork, you're not going to be able to sell it for $20. You're not even going to sell it for $10. You're going to sell it for like 10 cents or something. Okay. So just keep that in your mind, that the different markets and the different price points that are average on that market can help distinguish the price point for you. Okay. Now, don't be afraid to go outside of that. However, you do need to give a premium experience if you go outside of that. It was the item you could clearly see was able to be upsold with other items to help customers. Okay, so if it's a dog collar, maybe a dog lead. Okay, so when you look at an item, that's what I look at. So I could see that with this item as well. Was likely to have people, and that's why I use Amazon as well, because it has frequently bought together, and there you go, you got your idea generation. So it was likely to have people buy more than one due to the nature of the item. So people, you know, it's not an item that one item a whole family will use. People are likely to use multiple of it because of the nature of the item, that the people wanting one themselves to use exclusively themselves. Very importantly, was to a very passionate evergreen audience. Okay, that's for branding as well as longevity and consistency. You know, so, and you know, if you try and market a fork to someone, they're not going to be passionate about it. It's just a fork. Okay, but if it's a fork that helps feed them without them having to touch a fork, then all of a sudden that's very different. And so, it's an evergreen thing. The product is always in demand because people are always looking for products in this niche. It's one of the most expanding niches in the world. Had a quality supply chain for the product. Okay, so when you sell a high ticket item, people want a high premium experience, understandably. So they don't want crappy experience. Okay, so that's really important. So really hammered that down pretty much already, but hammering it down further for long-term scaling. Okay, nothing's perfect in the beginning, but having some good starting point always helps, especially if your average order value is $175. I don't know many people that are at that price, so that's why I spend the extra time doing that. So that's part of product selection. Had a clear audience, people who to market to. As I said, very passionate audience. I could see who they are, what type of people. They're into more expensive things. They're into buying that more premium experience, and I could tell the type of audience that they're into. And I was able to clearly define the types of creatives to use for it. Because it's a problem-solving item, I could define, how to make it creative, as well as looking at reviews on Amazon and taking on that feedback. Could, make a script. And if anyone's interested in how to make a script for a video, just comment that down below. Might sound silly, but like I write down a lot now. I mean, I have a diary right here, but I script things. I have a notebook right there where I'll, one of the most overlooked things that people do is they don't script. And what does that mean? That means writing an outline of how you're going to do your video. You look at some of the most famous advertisements and you can see that like they've spent a huge amount of time writing down and making a script for how they're going to do the video, because then that makes a more consistently high quality and engaging video that's going to get people very, very interested. Okay, so script writing is really important. So if you are interested in learning more about script writing, I'm happy to teach. It's not something I really ever see anyone talk about. Just make this high quality creative, just smash it out and go off your gut feeling, and that's great. No, using this takes a lot of the gut feeling out, and by writing it down and script writing it, you're making something that has a 50 times higher chance of converting, and then your video is going to be so much more engaging and it's going to feed people down the funnel. Okay, so that's just my suggestion. I'll let you guys make the decision on if you want to learn more about that. So part 2 is test the product. Okay, so obviously now I have my script, I've made my creatives, I'm going to test it. So I tested the big 4: Australia, Canada, United Kingdom and United States. I don't do a lot of worldwide marketing. I know that's the big thing right now, again, all e-packet countries, and yeah, it works, but it's just not my strategy. So for those wondering, I'm sorry, I don't do it. Anyway, so due to the price of the product, I started at age 35 and up, okay? I'm not going to I could market this to an 18 to 24-year-old, but it's going to be hard pressed to get them to sell, okay? And it is something I'm going to be testing. There's no reason I shouldn't, but I like to test with, I guess, a more proven system that's going to get me traction, and then I can come back to it, okay? There's a reason I do that. Like if anyone that's watching this, you're 18 to 24, 25 to 34, do you think to a new store that you don't know that you could just cough out a couple $100, unless it was an item you absolutely wanted, but financially it's going to put you in a lot of a difficult position? That's why I did that. Okay, so was unclear of the gender. So I looked on Amazon and I looked at competitors. I could not see, like, just by the names, I could not see. Was it all women? Was it 90% women? Was it 10% men? Or was it vice versa? So I left that. I took off desktop placement. I've said this a million times, but desktop placement for Facebook newsfeed especially, it's very expensive. Generally, sometimes it can be cheaper, but generally it's very expensive. So be sure to take off desktop. That's my recommendation. I just find that it's very expensive, especially to the top countries. So I tested with CBO. A lot of people test with single budget. I've tested single budget. I'm testing it, but I generally find CBO works just as well, if not better, especially long term. And I put 10 ad sets, and normally I recommend $50 a day for those starting out, but tested at 100 to really give them some breathing room to start getting data to make decisions. Each ad set was approximately 3 to 15 million. Just single interest ad sets, 3 to 15 million. In each ad set, tested 2 videos and 2 thumbnails. So one of the things that's happening a lot more now is we need to have a hook. Okay, what's known as a hook, and that's a part of a script. As I said, if you want to learn more about it, just ask in the comment down below. But so the idea is you have 2 thumbnails, 2 highly engaging thumbnails that's meant to be sort of clickbait. But then, so you have the clickbait, but then you have the video, because you want to test what's going to get people's attention more and retain their interest. So I test 2 thumbnails, and that's why I test with a higher budget, so I can give everything breathing room, because otherwise one ad set might spend $3 and it might spend $2.40 on one ad and $2.60 on the other, and it's not enough. Okay, it's not enough. So I left for 48 hours and killed the underperforming ad sets, and you can sort of see a bit of that just when I was having a look in the ads manager, just killing off the underperforming ads. Okay, because again I was seeing really high CTR. So what that basically is interpreted as, if you have a very high CTR but high CPC, that just means the markets are very competitive for whatever reason, but the people that are seeing your ad are very interested in it. Okay, so I know I'm doing that right. I just need to find markets that aren't as competitive, and so I need to test more, and that can be mitigated by new audiences as well as new creatives. So be sure to keep that in mind as a pro tip. Part number 3, the thought process. So again, found that the click-through rate was very high, which is a positive sign. Found that the cost per click was also very high, which is not good. I want to slash it in half or more, get it under $1, and I can be easily scale much easier. Seen there were add to carts, which is a positive sign. If you see that you're getting add to carts, that's a positive sign. Okay, that means that people are going a step further, and sometimes you need to give it more time. Seen there were people commenting they love the product, which is obviously just a positive sign, and made the decision to leave the ad sets to optimize for longer. So just sometimes you need to give things time. All right. Now part 4 was the outcome of this. So I started to get sales on the product averaging at $120 per order after about 48 hours. So the first 2 days were pretty much just loss, really. But then started getting some orders through the door, which is great. People were buying 2 in many instances, so it was like 240, had some like 1 order already that was like I think $600 or something like that. Absolutely insane. I'll take 2 or 3 of those a day and I'm a happy chappy. Had a great profit margin of about $90 Australian. It is something I am considering, by the way, to put it back in USD, because then I get an extra 30% or 35% because of the currency conversion. Anyway, I use Shopify payments. The most important thing was I was able to confirm that the product was a winning product. The fact is it has 27 sales. That's showing interest. That's showing it's not 1 or 2 sales. It's outside that fluke area. It's gotten consistent sales, and that means that there is a market for that product. So once you get to preferably even 10 sales, it means you are on something. Your problem is around profitability. I see this every time, pretty much. People are on to winning products. It's just around, is it a product that's profitable? Because dropshipping is a very, very cutthroat industry now. So started curating new creatives for testing to reduce cost per click. So getting the product in and going to make new creatives. It just takes time, okay? It just takes time, but we're still testing to utilize the time effectively. So started with a new CBO campaign to test new audiences, to find new audiences. Some has done well, some has done crap. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to keep, as long as your wins outweigh your losses in terms of the money, then you'll be fine. And as a starting point, this is perfect. So started scaling from 1 to 2 sales a day to 4 to 5 average, retaining an average ROAS of like 4 to 5. Okay, so that's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but like 3 to 5. So either way, it's the store is doing very, very well, especially for testing, for something that's going to be a brand and white label. Okay, this isn't an approach to get rich quick. This is purely to build longevity. Okay, So part 5, though, I wanted to just discuss. I only put a couple of points here. They're my main focus. The cost per click is just very high. I had this last year. If any of you have seen my case study on the store that I did over $1 million a month in, the cost per click was very high. The average order value was high, so it compensated for it. However, it annoys me. I want to reduce my cost per click. And retargeting is getting some sales, but not working properly. So, you know, I need to start converting my high cost per clicks into retargeting clicks that are going to get me sales. So it's a bit challenging, that part. That's a bit challenging. Now, the way you overcome it is new creatives, and because especially with retargeting, custom audiences, 30 days, it's a specific audience. There's not much you can do there. It's more around the creative and convincing people. So I need to get new creatives, testimonial creatives. Believe it or not, on this website, there's no testimonials at all. None, okay? Actually going out to YouTube and Instagram influencers. I only gotten a couple of responses so far to let them promote the product, use that on the website, use the testimonials, get sales, and start growing from there as well. Okay, so, I don't know why I did that, but anyway, stuck at 600 to 1K a day. So to clarify, this is because I could scale it higher with the margins, but I just don't see any point in wasting money when I need to resolve other matters firstly, okay? Don't, whenever you find a winning product or whatever, assume that, yeah, I can just scale and I'm just going to become richer and richer and richer. That's not going to happen in most instances. Be pragmatic about it, okay? Be pragmatic about how you approach this, because the point of this is to make money at the end of the day, so that's why I'm taking a slow approach with this, okay? So, yeah, so pretty much just sort of already said it already, but my current focus. Lookalike audiences, starting to test a few of them, haven't done that well, but I'll be testing more of them, and improving the back end, landing page optimization, planning to move into ClickFunnels, because I do really like ClickFunnels. There's also GemPages, ClickFunnels as well, increase the average order value, and retargeting on Google, Bing, and YouTube, you know, get that low-hanging fruit. So it all just takes time. For pretty much like the first week or something, these are very good results, and it just takes time to start see the silver lining, okay? Because over time, I'll be using Google Analytics a lot more to make more informed decisions again. And if you guys have seen a few videos back, I had a video on landing page optimization hacks, very invaluable stuff to help you grow and scale your business that I don't see anyone talk about really. So be sure to check those out. Let me know down below if you're interested in scripting for high quality videos, like to create high quality videos, that is. And that's pretty much it for today's video, from going from $0 to $1,000 a day, and showing you step by step. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. And that concludes today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, comment down below, crush it to go on the chance to win a 30-minute call announced in the next video with myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. And comment down below what other videos you'd like. As I said, if you're interested in script writing, which helps you with a lot of stuff really, then comment that and I'll make a video around it, because it is super important. Congratulations today to Janie Patterson on winning the 30-minute call. Just hit me up via my email and let's have a chat and arrange our Zoom call. As well, make sure as well, if you are interested, to join me in my live webinar upcoming on Friday. That's Australian Friday, Thursday for people in other countries. Sign up, it's free. I love doing those, so I'm going to be doing those every week. On top of this as well, I will be making a video on this. I'm very close to doing it, just being very busy. The highest converting free theme in the industry is Debutify. That is a theme with myself and my business partner. It is a fantastic theme, been getting a lot of very positive feedback. You can download it for free. It just installs an app on your store. Have a look, see what you think. We've got a lot of improvements, you know, bulk order discounts, exit intent, bundles, for instance, just things in the pipeline, as well as even more stuff when it comes to helping you with free training, cheat sheets, mentoring. It's going to be something really special. I really want to make that very special for you all. And then obviously got my other links of free Facebook ads training, free Google training, cheat sheets, my course, if you're interested in that, Salesforce and Droppoint. Okay, those are the two top product research tools. and then just plenty of other information there. Okay, I'm not going to go through every element of it. The slides are in the description down below, as well as in the pinned comments. Just check it out. It's yours. It's just yours to keep as reference. Okay, and if you have any questions, be sure to comment that down below. I look at all comments and I do respond to pretty much every comment. So if you have any questions, just comment down below, guys. It's just that simple. So I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you take care, and goodbye.